Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Fowler here. This week we're going to do a task that allows you to showcase your artistic skills. You're going to create a design, and it's also going to allow you to showcase your paper folding skills. This activity is inspired by the story of Sadako and her goal to create 1,000 paper cranes for hope, and that hope she had was for healing, and her story has inspired millions of people around the world to create 1,000 paper cranes just like we have. Sadako said, "I will write peace on your wings and you will fly all over the world." It's also inspired by Chloe. I loved Chloe's design that she did on her crane here with the eyes, and I was inspired by all the patterned paper that we'd seen and some of the patterns you've been creating on your paper cranes. So we're going to create a pattern design on a paper crane. Now we're going to make a paper crane using A3 paper, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than the ones that you've been making with the A4 paper. So that's one made from A4 paper and that's one made from the A3 paper. One of your goals is to, in your design, express a hope that you have for the future. That hope might be for peace or happiness, unity or healing, or to be safe. Anything that you're wanting right now for the future, and whatever that hope is that you have, I want you to express that in your art today. The other goal that you have is to make the best paper crane that you can. So when you're making your paper crane, if you make one like this, that would be an E. It's hard to see that that is a paper crane, or to see the form or the shape of that crane. This crane would be a D. Okay, you can see that it's starting to be a crane, but it's a little bit wonky and it needs a little bit of work on it still. This crane would be a C. You can see that it's using the easier method. Okay, I can see clearly that it is a paper crane. Okay, whereas this one would be a B. It's using the harder method. I can tell it's the harder method because I've got this V here, and it's looking quite neat. Some of these edges could be a little bit sharper, okay, but it's still a clear paper crane. If you were to do one that looks like this, okay, that would be an A. So these edges are very sharp. They've been pressed down so they're clear and they're precise. There's the same amount of space on this side as on this side, so it's been folded directly in half. All of these lines are really clear, and it's even got some advanced techniques that have been used to curve the wings, just like this one. Okay, you can see those curved wings. Okay, and this one also shows some advanced techniques. Okay, so they would be an A. So I've got an A3 sheet of paper here. If your paper is a rectangle in shape, the way you make it into a square would be to fold it across to make sure your edge is running right alongside the other one, and then fold it into a triangle, cut along this edge, and that will give you a square. Now before I start my design, I'm going to do some of these pre-folds because it's going to tell me where the centre of my paper is. Turn it over. So that's a fold that's not clean and sharp. Press it down with my fingernail. That's what it looks like if it's clean and sharp. I'm planning to do a radial design, so this will give me where the centre is of my paper. I'm going to also start on the side where I've got a mountain fold. So I've got the two rectangles here. Okay, so that's the side I'm going to start on because that will be the outside of the crane once it's folded. Before I start, I'm going to think about how I'm going to use colour, how I'm going to use lines, how I'm going to use shapes, and how I'm going to use pattern in my design. I'm actually going to use these lines to guide me to create an artwork that has radial symmetry. I'm choosing to use a black marker first. You can choose to use whatever medium you like. Okay, so you don't have to do black marker first just because I am, but you might like that idea, and that's okay. You can even put writing in your design. My hope is that we have unity as a people, that we can love and accept each other, that we can come together as a people. We are all in this together. So I've now finished my design and I'm ready to colour. I'm going to use colouring in pencils. You can use markers, pencils or crayons, whatever you want to use is fine. I've done a radial design and I've actually created a mandala. You don't have to do that. You can create any type of design that you want. As I'm colouring, I'm going to keep in mind my knowledge that I have of the colour wheel, so I might choose to use complementary colours to make the colours pop out more, or I might choose to use warm colours or cool colours. I might choose to use a monochromatic colour scheme and just use different tones of a colour, so I might use light or dark, blues. It's really up to you. So I've finished colouring mine, and you might notice that I chose to go around the colour wheel with my colours. So I was putting harmonious or analogous colours together, which meant when I coloured, if I went over the lines, it didn't matter because those colours would blend together and you wouldn't notice it. So I kind of did a little trick there. Your design does not have to be as complicated as mine. I've had more time to do this and to work on it. You need to think about how much time you've got. So you'll have this lesson and probably another one to work on it. It's now time for me to make my paper crane. I'm going to start where I have this mountain fold. And if you need more of a guide, because I'm going to work quite quickly here, you can always go back to the how-to video. So if I want my words to show, I need to have them on the outside here, not on the inside of that fold. Okay, I'm going to press down my creases each step of the way so that they are sharp and crisp. Doing my best with this one to do neat folds, pressing down, making sure it's lined up with the center line perfectly. Press it down. You are going to be hiding some of your design. That's okay. Take your time, go a bit slower with this one so that you get the best paper crane that you can make. Now this is the extra fold you will do if you're doing the harder version. Open the door, hold it flat, put my thumb on the other side here, lift it up, and folding along the center line so I've got the same amount on each side. I'm folding it directly in half. If you want to add some shape to your wings, just curl it around gently on your hand. Now I'm going to take this part here, I'm going to take another thicker Sharpie and I'm going to write my name.